Hi friends, I'm Safi and this is the Electronics Interview, and today I'm privileged and honored to be joined by Mr. Avneet Singh Marwa, who's CEO and Director, Super Plastronics Private Limited, and he's also brand licensee for Kodak TV India and Thomson TV India. Sir, welcome to the Electronics Interview.
Thank you so much, Sefi. Thanks for calling me, and welcome to all your online viewers and to your all the readers.
Okay, my first question to you is for the better understanding of the viewers in general, though we are very much familiar with Super Plastronics Private Limited. How are Super Plastronics, Kodak TV India, and Thomson TV India related to each other? Big brands, if you may just explain.
Yeah, actually, they're not related to each other. Both has a different brand equity, and both positionings are is different to each other. So Kodak was launched in 2016, and as you know, Kodak is one of the most globally recalled brand, and it was easy for Indian customers to portray from a digital camera to a video, and therefore we got so much of acceptance, and all thanks to all our happy customers that they could recognize the brand, and Kodak became one of the top online selling brand. And after 2 years we started offline, and currently we have more than 1000 counters across India, and we are selling in more than 18,000 pin codes. Then in 18 we launched Thomson. And as you know, Thomson was one of the most leading CRTV brand in 90s and early 2000. And again, once we started, our strategic partner was Flipkart. And from day one, we were available in 16,000 pin codes. And we had some fantastic sales, and we were sold out for at least in each and every flash sales for 3 months. So that's how the journey began. Thomson, again, it's exclusively available on Flipkart, whereas Kodak is available online and offline, both the channels.
Okay, so what is the current television market in India in terms of consumer trends? What kind of sets are being absorbed by the market? And also, if you may tell us in terms of screen size, what is the pattern of the buyer?
Yeah, so the pattern of the buyer in last 3 years have completely changed. We have seen some very different trends, and especially after pandemic, the trends that we were expecting in next 3 years, I think that trend started within 2 months. So that's how technology has completely changed in India. In terms of size, I think India is about 12 to 13 million set market, and whereas 70 to 75% is dominating by smart TV market. And in that, one of the highest, the UI that's number one right now is Android. After that, there is Linux, and then now Fire TV is coming up. So in terms of popularity, the most popular UI is Android. Online versus offline is about 35%. I think online will achieve by end of this year, and about 75% is rest. That is divided into channel sales, the modern retail, and the GT, the general trade. So that's how market is divided. In terms of screen size, last year was 32. During the pandemic, there is a new trend of having one more television set, either for your living room or bedroom. I think that's expanding. So the average selling size has now shifted towards 40 inches. Plus, I'm in all our forums, I'm saying that the new 32 will be 55. I think how India is growing, and with the digitalization and a lot of good bank offers, and what brands are offering right now, either exchange your old television. So I think the in the bigger screen size, 55 is growing at multiple pace.
If you may touch upon, sir, what is, in this entire ecosystem, what is Kodak TV India and Thomson TV India, how they are performing here?
Yeah, so as we launched, there was a huge gap in affordable category. I think affordable smart TV, there was a huge gap, and we wanted to fill that gap. Either they were tier one brands, which was controlled by 4 or 5 brands, 4 brands to be particular, and then there were tier three, tier four brands. So there was a huge gap. We tried to fill this gap, and today we have affordable category and a premium affordable category. We are one of the most affordable Android televisions in India right now. And then we have a 4K premium series where it is the fully loaded television with Android 10, Google Assistant inbuilt Chromecast, where it's a premium bezel-less with alloy stands. And then you can do a one-on-one comparison with one of the top two, top three brands, and it has the equal amount of specs and fully loaded television.
A question which is like very critical in current market is the Indian TV buyer price conscious? Like we have seen, such consciousness across several other kinds of electronics. What in terms of television, and also where are the most buyers going to come from? Is it the metros, the next junction? Is it the tier two cities, or are we looking at rural India?
That's a very good question. Firstly, to your first part of the question is that the demand where maximum generation is coming from tier two and tier three cities. We have seen there is a multiple growth. The penetration in metros have already been fulfilled. So now tier two and tier three, plus 3 years back there was a disruption in the internet market where internet was given for free for 1 year. Because of that, the rural sector has expanded like anything. And smart TV demand, where brands were thinking in rural area to convince for a smart TV will be a very difficult job. But all thanks to this disruption, that in rural areas, smart TV sales have gone up by 100% year on year. So the maximum demand that is coming right now is tier two and tier three. The demand for the bigger sizes is coming from metros, and the entry level smart TV is from rural segment.
GST, customs duty, when we were interacting with a few dealers, and I discovered that these are points of concern at some level when it comes to the dealers stage. Is it also a concern at the manufacturer's level?
Absolutely. I think I'll just brief you what's happening in television industry right now. In last 8 months, there has been an increase of 300% in the panel pricing, and the price is increasing on weekly basis of the raw material. Due to that, the demand have slowed down because, as you mentioned, India is a very price conscious market. If you increase the price, the demand automatically decreases because the per capita income in India is below a developing country also. So you can imagine how price sensitive we are. Still, there's a market for non-smart television. Still, small size are selling in India. So it's a very big market. From entry level to niche, everything is selling over here. But all depends on the price. Yeah, in terms of custom duties were again reimposed in September 2020, where government had earlier taken back to flourish the television market, but 5% duty was imposed. Now we have requested on multiple forum to take back this custom duty of 5%, so that all the increase in panel prices are there. It will support, and those pricing will be transferred to customers directly. Other than that, 28% GST is one of the highest in the world for television. And especially if you want to take India as $5 trillion economy, and as our electronic minister says, the $1 trillion we want to make as electronics. So it's not possible if your pricing will be high. I think the more affordable you will be, I think those numbers will be achievable because consumerism will expand. And with 28% of tax, I think I would say that the margins are low and taxes are high in India. So if we have requested, government has given some assurance that this GST meet, they might come up with 2 or 3 tax slabs, and particularly for 32, we are really hopeful that it comes down to 15%, and again, sales will be on track.
Several policy initiatives are already in place, the PLI scheme, and there are other government initiatives. What's your take on the policy front?
Yes, so PLI, we have written to government, but television, there's no PLI scheme as of now. For other consumer durable, for mobile phones, ACs, LED lights, PLI government has introduced. But for television, we have requested that PLI should be there as we want to be competitive in the market, and especially for global market. Government last year had banned CBUs from other countries. So the main purpose was to build up their own ecosystem in India. And if they will not introduce PLI, then this whole narrative will be on the negative side. So I think government should include television in PLI, and definitely, SPPL have plans to grow, and not in our country, but to exports as well. So we want to be make in India, and we want to export.
In terms of the offline and online debate, be it B2B or B2C, maybe the online platforms have just a pie of the larger market. But what do you, expect in the years to come? What it is going to be like, the sales?
So technology is one has to be upfront on technology, whether it's offline or online. How do you convince your target customers is very important. You can do it via online, which they have really succeeded in last 5 years. Offline was a bit of most traditional way. The technology part has come very late. I think they're also succeeded. In US, I'll give you an example. The online space is for the offline customer. All those offline players, which had about 80% of the market share, introduced their online platform, and now their 70% sales come from there. So they never thought to introduce their own online platform. Plus, I've given this example multiple times. If there is a shop, a traditional shop from last 30 years, he can introduce his own app and start. He can have, because he has a whole database of their own existing customers. They can have a push notification, and they have a look and feel in their showroom. The radius of 5 kilometers. So these are the one who will take this technology path. I think on way forward will have more success, whether it's offline or online.
Okay, let's come to the projections. What are the projections for the television sector in India?
I think now it's a big opportunity to manufacture about 13 million sets in India. It's a huge opportunity. Earlier, it was 6.3, 6.5 million sets that were produced in India. So this is the first time that will for LED television, the market has grown in such a multiple form. So whosoever have that chunk will benefit out of it. And in terms of SPPL, we are already making about 500,000 sets a year. We are introducing 2 more manufacturing sites. And in 2021-22, our projection is to manufacture more than 1 million units.
Okay, one last question. Your future plans for SPPL, and also if you may tell us what to expect from Kodak TV India and Thomson TV India.
Yeah, so our plan, as I've told you, that is to reach about 1 million units per annum, and to grow from television to other appliances as well. Thomson has recently launched a washing machine, and again, we are top 10 selling washing machine brand online. In terms of, we'll be growing our portfolio for Thomson. Kodak, we have just signed up an offline deal where we have started about 18 states, and we'll be going on modern retail. Plus, Kodak is available on all the major online platform. If you combine together Kodak and Thomson, we are number 2 online selling brand right now. And we want to achieve as number 1, both the brands should achieve combined together as number 1 selling brand. So that's our target. In terms of market share, we are aiming for 7 to 8% of market share. Currently, we are at 5%. If the prices are stable, then I think we can achieve about 9 to 10%. But currently, we think that 8% is our target to achieve.
Mr. Avneet Singh Marwa, thank you so much for talking to the Electronics.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure talking to you.